Hey moms, welcome back to the regular scheduled program. Welcome back to Curiosity Prism. It's been a while since I made a video because I kind of had a lot of inner conflict about making videos and other things going on, kind of which I'm going to talk about here. We got Dylan in the background here. Say hey girl. She's eating her lunch. So I wanted to talk about my newfound exploration within parenting and reparenting and self-discovery exploration, whatever you want to call it. I've had kind of a rough week, especially on Father's Day. That was a tough time for me, which I felt really guilty because I felt like I held up my family a lot and my husband from having a good Father's Day. I stayed home from all the activities and let them do their thing so I could kind of sit and be with myself and kind of understand what's going on. You know, there are a lot of things I was seeing within my family that I just wasn't happy with myself, with the way my kids were interacting with each other. And I realized that I had to take a step back and kind of look at what's going on and see what I could do to improve the way things were going. I do attribute some of this to staying home over the last year because of the craziness that was going on. And I think because we were together for so much, we kind of lost our way and didn't have that space within each other, and we just kind of were together all the time. And so I think that was part of it. So what I've been doing is there's a video, I guess I can link it in the description box. This video was really interesting. It was a big eye-opener. It talks about the 7 toxic family systems, and this doctor goes into great lengths in talking about family scenarios and how the children play out. And you know, I kind of watched this video and was seeing a lot of the family that I grew up. And another thing to note about this video is not to just go in thinking you're one type of thing, because I noticed that there were a couple of family scenarios that I experienced, so it wasn't just a cut. So I watched another video where it talked about 7 healthy family relationships versus 7 toxic family relationships. And in this cut and dry, this is the one type of thing. Video, he recommends this book, and it is Healthy Parenting by Janet G. Wojcicki. How your upbringing influences the way you raise your children and what you can do to make it better for them. So I got this off of Amazon, and this actually breaks down the 7 healthy and toxic relationships in here as well. The 7 from him versus her, they might have different explanations or versions, but I mean, this is already a great book. I dove right into it yesterday. I got it yesterday, and I'm already getting into it. And it's a short read, so this is definitely one for the home library. If there was something that I could have done before I had children, it would have been reading about how to be a parent first. More importantly, it would have been reading how to be a healthy parent based on how you were raised. Because ultimately, those are the tools, what you were given or what you weren't given. Bless you. What you were given or what you weren't given when you were a kid. You know, if you weren't given the tools or, you know, whatever trauma that you experienced, that's gonna be in your toolkit. So you're gonna need to learn how to raise kids based on your arsenal that you have. That's where I'm at right now. At the same time, yeah, go ahead, you can close it. Another thing that I am doing though is really digging down and exploring trying to understand who I am as a person. I think that's another thing that you really need to know before you start having children. And it's not too late. Like, it never dawned on me that I needed to research being a parent before I decided to have kids. Honestly, all of my kids were surprises, especially Quinn. She was my first. I was 23 at the time. I was not planning on having children. It just kind of, that's how it was. But I immediately loved the idea. I immediately embraced the role of being a mom. But it doesn't mean that that was ever easy for me. There's a lot of things that I look back on the way I parented and the things that I've been through at such a young age, and really understanding what that was. Also having kids back to back. I have 4 kids, so I had a kid every 2 years. And I intend on growing my family even more. I would like to have 2 to 3 more children if it allows. But I will not do that until I have gained some insight now on how to be a better parent. I think that's something everybody can learn. It doesn't mean that you're a bad parent initially. I don't believe that I am a bad mom. I've felt like that in the past, but then it took learning about things like this. And then you understand, well, it's not because you're a bad person or parent, it's because that's what you knew. And I actually have a different scenario. I was adopted at 4 days old, okay? And my parents who adopted me, they were in their 40s at the time. So they were like older than my peers' parents. So another thing is, not only did I have these 2 parents, but also my brother and sister were sort of pseudo parents. I figured out in a session of therapy, probably my most groundbreaking therapy session with my therapist, was we came to the realization that I viewed my brother and sister, who probably were around what would be my normal age of parents. I looked to them as parents because they were with me more. They were younger, closer to my age, so they're able to be related to more. And there was a lot of toxicity and trauma in that dynamic. And it really affected my parenting styles. I remember seeing certain parenting styles from both of them that were highly inappropriate, super toxic, super aggressive, and it's taken everything within me to not go down that path. So now I'm kind of cleaning up other people's cobwebs, if that makes sense, and trying to polish it to make it my own, and finally blowing the dust off and discovering what is my parenting style. Who am I? So that takes a lot of deep inner work, and that also takes a lot of confronting things you don't feel comfortable doing. And that is very hard. It's very hard to confront scary feelings. It's very hard to confront toxicity and trauma, especially when you're children, because there's some things that I think about when doing this work. I meditate every day, and that'll bring up feelings. And when I sit and confront those things, and you realize how young you were when you experienced some of this crap, and it's just like really hard to think about, like, I was a child, and this is the stuff that I went through, and I can't believe a caretaker or a parent would allow this to happen to me or would do these things to me. So that is very scary. It's uncomfortable, but it is necessary. I'm telling you, it is necessary. So I wanted to bring that up, and I've been trying to think about how do I make a channel? What am I making about? And I've already did an intro video, but I'll never stop tweaking my focus on what I'm trying to share with you, because I feel like I do have something to share. I've been feeling that way since I began creating videos 5-6 years ago, but I never really knew what it was. And now I feel like I have a voice, because one of the things that I'm confronting is speaking up and speaking out. And I got another great read for you guys, which I might review when I'm done reading it. It's an audiobook on Audible called Not Nice. And it's phenomenal already. I already love it, and it's cool because I read a different book on Audible. I wasn't feeling it, so I returned it and they gave me a credit. So I essentially got this book kind of for free, but it's already groundbreaking. I love it, and I love how, this guy literally calls me out on book, in audio. It's just dang, get out of my head. How do you know that? But it's wonderful because the fact that I can completely relate to the things that he's saying gives me hope that I know I can change. Start taking up space. And that's another thing that I'm learning how to do from the mechanisms and the coping mechanisms and that I've learned when I was a child. So once I can confront the things that I have hidden about myself, that's also going to open up parenting for me. a whole bunch. I can't wait. I'm on this awesome journey. I want you to join me. Hit the subscribe button, like and share with another mom. You know, I always want to make this an open community. So if you have anything to share it down in the comments below. Share this video with another mom. And please stay tuned because I want to do more videos and book reviews and homeschooling and how to take care of big families and self-esteem. We all need this boost of love and light and acceptance, and I'm here to give that to you. So thank you so much for watching. It's been a complete joy, and I will see you next time.